Going around the whole of Europe,
Right.
showing people that we don't live where we've been told we live.
Alright.
Yeah? The Earth isn't a spinning ball in space.
You are?
Yeah? Is that what you believe? You believe you live on a spinning ball in space? Yeah? So I've just got to ask you, why do you believe that? What makes you convinced you live on a spinning ball in space?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, think about it. If we don't mind the professional research, we can also say the simplest thing. For example, if you look at the horizon into the sea, the first things that you will see when a ship is coming up is his sails, and only then slowly it will fly. You're not going to immediately see the ship, so it shows that there's curvature.
Well, that's interesting because now you can buy cameras, right? I've got one myself. It's the Nikon P1000. Okay, it's got an amazing zoom on it. Yeah. So you can watch a ship go out to sea, and it will look like it goes over the horizon and disappears. Okay.
Yeah.
Take the camera out, zoom in, it comes right back, and you can see the horizon beyond it. So you can, again, at that level of zoom, watch it go out and go over the curve, zoom in some more, it comes back.
But that's how optics work.
No, it's not. How can optics, if it's behind the curve of the Earth, how can optics bring it back?
Because you change the distance inside the camera, the lens.
It doesn't matter.
If
it's being hidden behind the curvature of the Earth, okay?
Yeah.
So here we are, and the ship is down here.
Yes.
How do optics bring it back
The
here?
light is bouncing still back there.
How does it bounce? How does it
Your eye
light
can catch
straight-
it, but the professional camera can't.
Light travels in straight lines.
So,
How does it? So here, it's behind
fractures
here.
because of the vapor and humidity in the air.
No, refraction is different. Refraction will give you
Come and check this out.
a inverted image, it's called an inferior mirage. Okay.
See the sun?
You ever seen a car coming into
See that?
in the summer, and it looks like it's coming through water?
Look, there it is.
There's a hot air from the
Oh, the first message.
it's making the top reflect upside down.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens at the sea. So you get a band of reflection. It doesn't bring the whole thing back into view the right side up. Yeah, refraction only sort of reverses it. So it's not refraction. So literally, the world, the round Earth says the ship is behind the curve. There's no way you can bring it back. The only way you can bring it back is if it's on a flat Earth, okay, and it's literally just gone out of your view. It's gone too small, angular perspective. I'm saying this.
We're late for classes. So.
Okay.
Thanks.
yeah.
Okay, right. Think about it
Research,
and ask
guys,
your own
research.
question.
They say like that I can with camera see over the corner.
Yeah.
You know, literally that.
But
Over the
see,
corner,
like,
I can see over the corner, man.
straight away, it's like, he makes it up in his head. Yeah. Oh, well, there's this and this and now
Those
you can
three
see
things we talk about, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, over the horizon, over the edge,
Yeah.
and what is the third thing? The most popular gravity, man.
Yeah, gravity. Well, yeah. We'll make it. We'll have a screen next time. Okay. Yeah, go to number 3. Yeah. Watch this video.
Oh, wow.
Well, okay. Here we are in Vilnius, in Latvia, not Latvia, Lithuania, and the way this is set out, it's really, should we say, inconvenient. The town hall, I don't know if you can have a look. The town hall is over here, and we have this square right in front of it, which would be perfect, except it's not a pedestrian precinct. All the people are literally on the pavement on the other sides, looking at the shops, and literally nobody comes here. But there isn't anywhere else. Really, it isn't anywhere else that there's any concentrated foot traffic.
I think what we're going to have to do is cross over the road and catch those people and then
But
point to the sign.
That's the thing. It doesn't work because people are on that side of the road for a reason. Yeah. They're shopping and stuff, and they're not going to go out of their way to just have a look at this.
Well, they wouldn't necessarily have to come here. We just hand them a leaflet anyway.
Oh,
We'll just do rounds.
I will go over there and over there. You know?
Okay, but
For them,
but it's just this is going to be a bit quiet, I'm sure of it, because we're only getting tourists who are like just browsing around, and maybe the odd person who's going from one shop on the other side of the road to another. But we'll see. We're here, so we're going to do it. If anything, you're just going to see us freeze to death out here.
It's not that bad, not compared to Estonia.
I'm only joking. We're not going to freeze to death. Lisa might.
Well, maybe I'll grab some leaflets as well.
Yeah.
You got any spare?
Yeah, take that. I'll get some more.
About near train station. Well, I guess we're set up now, and the thing is, the media are meant to be coming at 3 o'clock, which is very soon. So we told them that we're going to meet them at the town hall, so we have to be here anyway. So it's like, if you count the people over both sides of the road, I guess altogether there's quite a lot of people, but they're all in different places. So would you like one?
Yeah, go on, take one. All we're asking you to do is think. Excellent, yes. Where are you from? You're from here? Okay.
Flat Earth stuff.
Flat Earth stuff, yes.
Perfect.
Have you come across it?
I've dabbled in it online.
Yeah.
On the rabbit hole a little bit.
Well, we're actually going all the way across Europe, and to about 36 different countries, and doing street activism. Yeah, we've chosen a pretty bad spot here, but that's all we can do, really.
With the weather,
Well, the weather and the fact that this doesn't get an awful lot of foot traffic here.
the off season.
Yeah, and but we're showing people, getting them to think about where they live, because that's the problem. You know, you get taught this stuff at school, and you never think about it again, and you just believe it. So are you convinced by it, or are you just like on the fence?
Oh no, I'm not even on the fence.
Okay. Oh, you've been around this round.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, so why?
I'm not going to get into the physics of it.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm not
there's something that
necessarily qualified.
there's something that convinced you that you live on a boat.
Well, I'll have the conversation with you when I'm not being.
All right. Well, yeah, you don't.
Well, I can point it away from you if you like.
Yeah, even the audio, I'll have the conversation with that.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll record something else and somewhere else. Okay?
Right, okay.
Let's have a chat.
Would you like one? Would you like some information? Would you like some? Yeah, there might have been more people here if it hadn't have been raining earlier. I think that might have cleared a few people off. Would you like some information? I was too far away from the router, that didn't work.
There's one just recently where there was a Dutch astronaut, okay? He's floating, yeah? And he's unscrewing their bolt. And then he drops the bolt. And it clatters around on the floor.
do that with
I'll do that here again.
So when you're watching the Zoom up there, watching the guy outside, what do you think that
From everything else, because they say that that's everything else they tell us.
Would you like a leaflet? So this is where we set up, and we're in the middle of a big square, as you can see. We're in between two different roads, and we've got pedestrians either side. So, but if we had set up on the side of the road where the people are coming through, that might have been an issue. So here we are. Would you like one? I mean, even across the road there's not that many people. Maybe I should go over here. Yeah, there's more here. Would you like some information? Would you like some information? We've got a banner over here. We're discussing our cosmology. We're taught that we're living on a globe, and we're disputing that based on information and research that people have been doing in the last few years.
Yes.
So people have been conducting curvature experiments, and they're finding that they're able to see things they shouldn't be able to see on a globe, according to the maths.
Okay.
In addition to that, we're taught that the Earth is spinning, and when people have tried to find evidence that the Earth is spinning, we can't find it.
Spinning?
Yeah, I mean, we're taught that on the equator, the Earth is spinning at 1,040 miles per hour.
Okay.
And yet we don't experience that. We got no evidence for that. When we actually do experiments to try and look for that motion, we don't find it. In addition to that, we're meant to be travelling around the sun, and the sun is meant to be travelling 67,000 miles per hour. There's no evidence for any of that. So we're just asking questions, really, because it's like
it's normal. We're humans,
Yeah.
That's why we are living,
Yeah.
in this kind of a globe.
I mean, the way I personally see it, aside from looking at the evidence, when you think about life, is always contained in something. So
Yeah.
it's like a cell is contained in a cell wall. The organs are contained in the fascia.
Yeah.
The baby's contained in a womb.
Yeah.
And then when we're born, we're told we're on outside of something.
Yeah.
So logically, when you think about it, it doesn't really make sense. It makes more sense that when we're born, we're also contained in something. Now, what that something is, I don't know, but
Yes, I have heard, about, the one woman who thought, that we are living on in a bubble, kind of. You talking about that? No?
Well, I mean, who knows? But I don't think we're living on the outside of a ball. And when people do curvature experiments, they basically, things disappear due to perspective and due to atmospheric conditions. So when people go up in high altitude air balloons, they find that they can't actually see any curve when there's no fisheye lens.
Yes.
So at 121,000 feet.
Yeah.
So if we can't visually see a curve for ourselves, then how can we prove that we're living on a globe? And then if you look in the past, there's explorers have explored the outer rim of Antarctica. We're taught that the Earth has a circumference of 25,000 miles, and yet Captain Cook was said to have sailed the outer rims of Antarctica. He sailed 66,000 miles, and around Antarctica. Now, if Antarctica is meant to be smaller than the circumference of the Earth, that doesn't add up. So it's like, what was he sailing around? Now, I've heard some people argue that perhaps he was going round and round in a circle and he didn't realise.
Okay.
But that is ridiculous, because they use stars to navigate, and you can tell from the stars if you were going round in circles.
And
so
your question is?
Well, we're asking where we live, because we're not living on what we're taught we're living on, based on many observations. And it's like when you look at the validity of the moon landings, there is so much evidence for the moon landings being faked. You know, I don't know whether you looked into that at all, but it's like we're taught that we went through the Van Allen belts, but yeah, Allen belts hadn't even been discovered by then. They were discovered afterwards. And when the astronauts were asked, well, how did you get past the Van Allen belts, they said, oh, we didn't know about it then. It doesn't mean it didn't exist, because it's like now they're telling us they can't get past low Earth orbit. And if they can't get past low Earth orbit, then how could they ever have got past it in the first place? Because they're saying that to the moon it's like 239,000 miles. It's like, how, and now the astronauts are telling us that we can't get past low Earth orbit, which is relatively very close to the Earth.
So you want to convince me of something I didn't get?
I wouldn't really say I want to convince you of anything, but you know, if you look at
what's doing cognitive dissonance here?
Cognitive dissonance is like when
I know what is it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it relates to this topic because I guess like what you know, when you're a child and you're taught a certain reality.
Sorry, you're doing a research for what? For yourself?
Just to understand like our true cosmology, really. Just.
But you're doing, you know, for what purpose? You are an artist, or you are a researcher, or you
really?
doing, you know, kind of a TV, you know? Thing,
No, because I mean, there's literally millions of people that are all researching this independently, just because they want to know the truth. They want to know where they live. It's not any more.
But I didn't get, you know, the point. About talking with you.
Okay, it's just to understand where we live.
But you're just explaining me, not me.
Yeah. I mean, we're just questioning that we live on a globe, and we're asking people to like look at the evidence.
We're here, so we have to enjoy, you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And relax, I think, you know. So do your things which you like to do. So
yeah.
you like talking, just talk, you know.
This is what I'm doing.
It's okay. You're asking questions, it's nice. But sorry, I have to go.
Okay.
I'll read it, you know.
All right then.
I thought you were making a documentary.
Right, okay.
Bye.
Take care. Looks like Dave's still talking to that guy that didn't want to be on camera, so.
The media is not yet writing about it, so
Would anybody like some information? We've got like a stand over there.
Oh, already? Okay, because it was known. It was the previous Charles.
Would anybody like one? We're over here. We've got some information here if you want to like look. There's a website here called FE Start. We're doing a tour around Europe. So we're stopping here for one day. So we thought we'd just talk to as many people as we can.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Would you like one?
Thank you.
Would you like one?
No, I mean the media is saying media, but the most popular.
Would you like one? Would you like a leaflet? Would you like a leaflet?
Thanks.
You're welcome. Would you like a leaflet? We've got a stall over there if you're interested. Would you like one? Did you get one? Would you like some information? Would you like a leaflet? Check this out. Would you like some information? Would you like a leaflet?
No, thank you.
All right. You English?
Yeah.
Right. Would you like a leaflet? Would you like one? Information? Well, there's quite a few of them over there. Would you like a leaflet? Would you like a leaflet? Here you go.
Oh, nie, weź
Do you want- Would you like some information? We've got a stall over here. You're welcome to some information. We're in Lithuania for one day, and we're doing a tour around Europe. We've just got a stall over here, and we're just asking people questions about where they live.
Where I
So, yeah,
like,
I don't mean that. I don't mean you personally. We're just asking like it on Earth. We're taught that we're living on a globe, so we're questioning that. There's a lot of people researching this subject, and Here we've got a website, FE Start. It's got a lot of information. There's lots of different channels.
So
Yes.
what's what I have to say?
Well, you don't have to say anything, but you know, like I'm just. Would you like one?
Thank you.
I've only got 4 of these. Here you go. If you want to ask any questions, you're welcome to come over here. Okay. Take care. I've run out of leaflets now. I'm getting some leaflets.
What's that?
I'm getting some leaflets. I've run out. Okay. Would you like some information? Here you go. Would you like some information? We've got a stall over here. We're asking questions about our cosmology. If you're interested, it's a website.
We go to the university.
Sure. You're welcome to take it. Okay. All right. Would you like a leaflet?
What's that, sorry?
Would you like a leaflet?
Oh yeah, why not? Thanks, Ollie.
We're over here if you want to ask some questions. Would you like a leaflet?
No, it's okay. Thank you.
Would you like one? Would you like a leaflet? Would you like one? Information, we've got a stall over there. You're welcome. It's okay, I'm not selling you anything. I'm not selling you.
Take stuff from people we don't know.
Would you like one? Okay. Would you like some information? Would you like some information? Would you like some? Here you go. We're asking questions about where we live. We're taught that we're living on a globe, and a lot of people are researching alternatives to that and finding that, according to observations, we cannot possibly be living on a globe, and we're asking questions as to where we really live. There's a lot of information here. There's millions of people researching this. There's a website called FE Start. There's lots of different channels that talk about this subject.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Would you like to leaflet? Would you like a leaflet? Would you like one? Would you like a leaflet? Did you get a leaflet? Would you like one? Would you like a leaflet? We've got some information over here. You're welcome to take one. There's a website here. There's a lot more information about what we're talking about. We're going around Europe. We're in Lithuania for one day. We're just asking questions about our cosmology because we're taught that we live on a globe, and when people are going out,
tourists here.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't
Yes.
matter. Yeah. Where are you from?
From Israel.
Okay, right, great.
Perfect.
Well, actually, there's somebody that talks about this from Israel, and it's got a whole channel in Israeli
About
as well.
the difference
About our cosmology.
cosmology. I'm not so well with this matter.
Well, there's a website here, and they've got a lot more information. People have been conducting experiments over and over again and finding that there's no evidence to support that we live on a globe. So we're asking questions as to where we really truly live, because we haven't been given the correct information, and we'd like to know. And it's like, if we've been told lies at school, I don't think that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's super hard for us.
Okay.
I'm coming from banking. It's super hard.
Esh News, here you go, look, somebody's given me the information. Here. It's Esh News Israel. If you check that out. Nia from Esh News. That's all in Israeli.
Yeah, it's Israeli.
Yeah, okay, well if you search that, you'll find the information. There's a whole channel that's dedicated to this.
Okay.
And they've got comedy, they've got debates.
Can I save it for me?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you get in touch, I'm sure you can get in
website
touch with us, and you can get in touch with me if you like as well, and I can pass you on to the person.
Okay.
Because they've got lots of information. They have debates. They basically debate people and
So you work in NASA?
No, not at all. The opposite. But
The opposite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So if you get in touch with me, or like you check on the
I
website.
will check the website. I
Okay.
will keep in touch.
All
I'm
right.
trying to understand what is talking about, because I'm not so well with this industry. It's my first time looking.
That's all right. It's our first time here as well. How long are you here for?
It's my second day here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is our first day.
Really?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of difference. In our country now it's 30 degrees. Here it's freezing.
Yeah, I know. We were cold. We just went to Estonia. We were freezing.
Really?
It's not
Where
so bad
from,
here.
Actually?
I'm from the UK.
UK,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right then. Take care. Would you like some information?
No,
We've got a
thank
store here.
Yeah, men det är på pausen, but like you like you know around the world with the heat. Yeah, and so how do you think that guy moved?
This is the North Pole.
Yes,
Okay, all the continents are spun around.
yes.
And going around the world, east to west, is literally just going in a circle.
So you think he went from like there?
He went from London,
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
well.
and he went to I don't know, Africa, and then he went to
So you
there.
think
And,
he went like this, right?
yes.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think it's actually the Earth is flat, or do you just make a fun of it? When did you hear about the Earth is flat?
I heard an explanation of the curvature calculation, which is this. It tells you how much curvature you can see over a certain distance. Okay. So using the curvature calculation, which is 8 inches
Would you like one?
squared,
Yes.
yeah.
Send
I
one.
went out and I saw a lighthouse which was 8 miles away, and I put my camera right close to the water, and I saw the bottom of the lighthouse, which I shouldn't have seen the first 32 feet of that lighthouse.
Okay, then the next question is, ocean is there, right?
Yeah.
So ocean just falls there?
No.
So what is this trial as well?
Because here, around here, is something called Antarctica.
Would you like information?
When it comes to Antarctica,
There you go.
35 are 200-foot walls of ice. Yeah? And 300 miles of ice plain. And then 2-mile high mountain. Water doesn't go beyond the 200-foot wall of ice.
But you think like all around the world there's mountains, right? Like
Well,
that
there's-
stops the water from falling down?
Well, yes, no, the water starts streaming down.
There's a lot
because
of tourists over there.
200-foot wall of ice here. Nobody has ever gone beyond here.
You
But
can go
has anyone
actually.
ever
You
reached
can't.
the ice and mountains?
No, well, there's only one person who claims he has. His name is Admiral Byrd.
And he said that the earth is flat because he saw nothing when you...
We need to get
landed.
those people.
He said he saw on the other side of Middle America, so around here, so about here, he found another
This is why we need help.
continent the size of America, right? If he found it on a round Earth, then it would have been here somewhere.
So we need somebody handing out leaflets right now.
Obviously, there isn't a continent the size of America here. He said he found more
Australia?
land. Sorry?
Australia?
No, he said he found an uninhabited land, yeah, the size of America. He went on television and described it. He said it had gold, you know, iron and all these portals and whatever.
Wait, but did he actually go onto the continent?
Yes, he said he did.
Okay.
But after he came back, they locked it off. Nobody was allowed to go by themselves past the 60th South parallel. So you're not allowed to go past that line.
So is this like the government's plotting against everyone finding out that
It's
there's
called the
people left?
Antarctic Treaty. Nobody's allowed to go.
Or maybe he was just joking.
No. He was America's most famous explorer.
Okay, we have one more question. Like,
Do you think that there's like magma inside the core of Earth?
No.
So the pure, so the Earth is made of like
Here, would you like some information?
No.
no, only Earth.
The word planet means wandering star. Do you think we live on a wandering star?
Well, yeah, because the galaxy.
Is this a wandering star? But
Well, we haven't found another living.
is this? Are you
Would you
think
like
we're
some
living on a
information?
star?
No, but
No. So a planet is a wandering star. It's like all the stars move in a circle around us, yeah. But there are certain lights in the sky that don't follow
Yeah,
the
so
same.
the channel's
same
called
pattern.
Jason
We
on
call
the
them
Disbury family.
wandering stars. I don't know. How old do you think it is? Yeah, it's literally we've been told a story when we were children,
Jason
when we couldn't analyze it
of
for
the
ourselves,
Disbury.
and then we never went back and thought about it.
Google klausimus, ko paklaust flat earth believers.
Disbury is spelled
Kokį klausimą.
D-U-S.
I don't know. I think the Old Testament tells us 6,000 years.
It's on there. It's on there anyway.
So
You get the link.
civilizations before the period of the Bible. Well, the second verse says, but it's translated wrong. It says, but the earth had become really empty. Yeah? The two words that it's using is Tony Globebusters, which are the only other place it uses in Jeremiah, where it describes the Most High destroying everything, even the cities. And if you look in the fossil record, you find that around the world you find pyramid culture that's everywhere around the world. There are pyramids under the sea off the coast of Japan. There's pyramids in Australia, in Bosnia, in jungles of South America. Worldwide pyramid culture totally destroyed, and then everything started again. And that was when the 6,000 years started with the Bible.
How thick is the earth?
How big is the universe?
No, how thick is the Earth?
How big is the universe?
Well, the universe is in measure.
93 billion
You
light years
answer
across.
that question. And,
Like,
93 billion light years across.
oh,
And
okay.
expanding.
But it's expanding. So what's
At a minimum.
so what's
The
on the other
observable
side of
universe.
that?
I don't know.
Well, same thing. It's the same question. The only thing is this cosmology is smaller.
yeah, but
Okay.
you see it.
Same question.
Okay, it's the Earth model, right?
Yeah.
So how big is that?
I don't know.
You don't know.
The most anybody who's ever drilled is 8 miles into the earth. So
Yeah, but it's because
Yes,
the
so
magma is under it.
no. 8 miles. I think we've got a picture somewhere. Maybe it's in
Yeah,
one of the.
it's been.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Deepest ever dug, 8 miles. Okay. They didn't find magma under there. 8 miles down.
Well, you can try to dig 8 miles down and find it.
away.
It got hot. It got hot, but there was no.
It was drifting and snapped.
8 miles. No. They didn't find magma. They don't know. Because look, that this is the model that he's saying is there.
Yeah.
8 miles isn't even into the mantle.
I
Okay.
understand that.
So they don't know what that is. They don't know this is true.
Okay.
Gyvenime
It's around 7 miles. Do about 20 something on 30 miles.
How do they know? Okay. Have you looked at the data yourself?
No, I've looked at a lot of satellite data.
No. Well, have you seen
I don't
underneath
from
the earth from
satellite. But you were talking about continents and stuff. I made maps for a living, and you just see the satellite data, and I had data from various parts of the world.
But you didn't.
I never did see that missing continent that size the
I know. That's the thing. That's because Admiral Byrd said he went across here. Okay, and he couldn't. He said he found this uninhabited continent. He said it, not me. He's America's greatest explorer.
Good point, yes.
Okay, and you can find him on YouTube explaining.
You can find anything on YouTube.
No, you can find Admiral Byrd. You can find Admiral Byrd on a TV program called the Longines Chronoscope. Yeah, from 1958 or something.
That's my era. Go
Right?
ahead.
And he's there explaining, we found a continent, the size of America, with unlimited gold, oil, uranium, all these resources. And he says, we're going to be going down there because all this stuff is down there.
Did you get
The Americans and the Russians would have found it by now.
I know. But immediately after Admiral Byrd came back,
Will you post it
the
somewhere?
Antarctica Treaty was signed,
Will you post this
and
video
nobody is
somewhere?
allowed to go there.
Yeah, it's
And then
live now.
America started, and Russia
live.
started
It's live
firing
now.
nuclear
Oh, okay.
missiles
Okay, it's
straight
fine.
It's on the Jason of the Disbury
I know,
family
you can
channel.
go and find
Okay.
the,
But probably if you
footage
search like
of
Globebusters or Lithuania, it
Project
might come up.
Fishbowl, which is-
Try it.
Do you believe there
And
is
when you,
that, right?
I don't believe it, but we've actually done experiments together. We repeated the Bedford level experiment, and we found that we were able to see things that we shouldn't be able to see.
But
So
how about the article I read on the internet that says that flat Earth believers spent a lot of money to prove that Earth is flat, and they proved it wrong, and it was actually round.
okay, well what they do, they put out joke videos.
Yeah,
like
it's fun.
yeah, they put out joke videos to make it look silly. So I mean, there's literally millions of videos out there about this subject.
Okay, I have another question for you then. You think the sun is that big?
Do you think?
You think that sun is way smaller than Earth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, he says he's launched a
Because basically we've been taught that the reason we get day and night is because the Earth is spinning. But when you look for evidence that the Earth is spinning, you can't find any. So what we're saying is this is stationary, and it's the sun and the luminaries that are moving, not the Earth.
How do solar eclipses then appear?
Right. Okay. Solar eclipses. Well, that's meant to be like the sun being obscured by the moon. So that's not out of the question, But as for lunar eclipses, they are kind of like more complicated, and there is an explanation to that. Lunar eclipses follow the Saros cycle, and the Saros cycle was discovered by the Babylonians. And the Babylonians basically had a geocentric cosmological model. So they based it on a geocentric cosmological model. And in addition to that, we have like a thing called a selenilion, which is an eclipse that occurs, a lunar eclipse that occurs before the sun has set, which would be completely impossible because all three of those celestial bodies are meant to be in alignment to have an eclipse. So, this has happened around 50 times in recorded history. So, and they've even reported on it in the newspapers, and they call it an impossible eclipse because they know that it's not in accordance to what we've been taught.
fake images and
So,
videos of people on
you know, there are other explanations for what we see other than what we've been taught. We've only been taught one model, but there's actually many scientists and, you know, explorers and cosmologists that have questioned what we're being taught, and they say that it's only an interpretation. It's one interpretation. There are many interpretations, and the reason we can have so many interpretations is because we can't physically go to these bodies ourselves to determine what they really are.
Do you think that the moon landing is fake?
So it's all basically in our
And how did that happen?
in our heads.
Like, how was the moon
All we
landing
can really
staged?
know is what we can measure, and that's what we're doing.
One example.
Okay.
You used to be able to go to NASA
Yeah.
and get a photograph of Neil Armstrong coming down the ladder. Yeah, he's like got his leg out like that. Yeah, he's coming down the ladder. Right. So you see the lunar lander, Neil Armstrong or Buzz Aldrin coming down the ladder, and you see the Earth right there. Okay. Now, that is an impossible picture because, okay, this side of the moon always faces Earth.
Yes.
Okay. The moon landing was about 15 degrees off center. Okay. So, if that was the moon, the Earth is here because that face always faces the Earth. Okay. So if the moon landing is here, how can the Earth be on the horizon? It can never be on the horizon.
So
Because
wait,
it's always-
the moon doesn't spin around its axis. It's only it's stationary.
It doesn't
and
matter.
spin around
It doesn't
its
matter because it always faces the Earth. It never changes. Yeah. So if the moon landing was just here, the Earth has to be, if in that picture, the Earth is there or there. But the Earth is always that way. Yeah. They made a mistake. And if you go to NASA now and try and find that picture, they've cropped off the bit with the Earth, so you don't see the Earth anymore. But we still have the original picture.
What elements is the sun made out of?
You tell me. Have you been there? I've not been there. I don't
Nitrogen.
know.
Do you think that
They don't know either.
I'm just looking at the model here and what
Yeah.
elements the
They
sun would
don't
be made out
know.
of.
I have a question? Do you think that a sun is that size, like it's a lot of times
Smaller and
than
close, yes.
than Earth?
Yes.
So I think there's a lot of flat Earth believers around the planet.
Around the planet? No,
Yes.
across the plane, yes.
So in the planet there's a lot of flat Earth believers.
Across
right?
the plane, yes there are.
Okay. And how do you explain a rainbow? Like why it goes like that and not like this?
Well, it's funny that, you know, there's a dome, according to this model, there's a dome over the Earth, yeah? And yes, if you try and create a rainbow indoors, yeah, with water and a light, you can't do it unless you have a reflective surface behind it, and then you create a rainbow.
So you think there's
So
a
if there's a
dome?
dome which is reflective, yeah, right, you create a rainbow. Now, one interesting thing, I've got a video of somebody in one of those nuclear power station cooling towers, yeah, one of those huge cooling towers, yeah. He's in the middle. He's got a balloon, yeah. So he pops a balloon, and it makes it sounds like thunder.
Why do you think there's a dome?
I personally think it was because that's what the Old Testament says. And all the other,
Why should we believe
and
the
all
Old
the other
Testament?
cosmologies from ancient civilizations. All of them say yes. There's a dome, and the Earth is flat.
And why should we believe them?
Well, that's what everybody believed at one point, and now the only reason you don't believe it is because people have told you
Everyone
otherwise.
believed a lot of crazy things at one point that we no longer
Like
believe
what?
anymore.
You're talking about the same people who can build pyramids that we can't build today,
No, it doesn't. I don't necessarily.
and other things that we can't do today.
They might have had technologies that we don't understand today.
Right,
But these people thought like leeches were cutting edge medical technology.
That's what you think. That's what you've been told, right, by a medical system that is actually worse than leeches. Seriously.
Okay, we have more questions.
More questions. Anyway.
Okay, how about the ozone thing that keeps the oxygen in the earth? It's round or it's just like flat? Ozone thing, I don't know how.
Okay. Well, ozone. You've just been told about ozone. Yeah. You've never seen it yourself. The more interesting question.
It's invisible.
The more. No. Ozone. You said ozone, not oxygen.
Yeah, but
No. Here's a more interesting question. Yeah. How do you get a pressurized system? Yeah, like the Earth, it's got air pressure, How do you get a pressurized system next to a vacuum without the pressurized system going out to the vacuum?
Well, but how do you think?
No,
Like,
I mean, ask the question. How
do you
do you
think
do that?
there's a oxygen we can breathe on the moon? You think we could breathe on the moon without like masks and costumes?
I don't know. Did you see that just recently NASA came out and said that the moon is in Earth's atmosphere? They literally said that moon is in Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah, because
Do you think that there is no vacuum around the Earth?
Well, as I said, in this model, there's a firmament, so it contains the whole of the atmosphere. Like, you cannot have atmosphere next to a vacuum without the atmosphere going to the vacuum. It's the second law of thermodynamics.
What about the northern lights?
Well, can we go to
I know you're
finish
skipping
one?
I'm sorry. What about gravity? USA.
okay, I'm just
What's the point of going on a flight?
Well, two reasons. You're very young, so you don't work yet. But when you start working, you're told you're going to earn 1,000 euros a week, yeah? And you get your paycheck, and it's like 200. You're like, what's going on? I'm supposed to get 1,000. They take taxes.
Don't do that.
They take the taxes from you. And they're saying, oh, we're paying for space. We're paying for space. And if it doesn't, it's not real.
Would you like some information? There you go. Got a stall over here if you want to ask any questions. Would you like one? There you go.
In a created place. Right? And therefore there's a creator. And you, as humans, are the chief of the creations here. Yeah? You're the most important of the animals here, yeah? So that makes you more important than you think you are. Okay? Now if you think that you are a little speck of blob of goo on a speck of dust in an infinite universe, this speck of dust
that's what I thought.
hurtling through this uncaring, accidental universe, and there's lots of other specks of dust, other blobs of goo on it. That makes you unimportant, doesn't it? Makes you like very small and insignificant. And that's what they're trying to do. They make you feel small and insignificant.
No, you fly to an island off
people with money can say, I'm more powerful than you, I'm more special than you because I've got all this money. Yeah, so you do as I say. That's what they're trying to do.
the spiders.
Okay,
One more question. I'm sure there's more.
yeah, there's one. Do you think that exists?
Well, as far as I know, I've met Australians. Why do you say that?
My math teacher is Australian.
So why do you ask that?
Because I don't
Because there
understand.
it is, look, Australia.
Well, yeah, but if you don't believe that there are.
Do you guys post this on YouTube?
It's live.
Oh, it's live?
Yeah.
Oh,
There
okay.
is. Okay, so you see on the map, right? You see
I just want to make sure that you guys, like,
you never saw the Earth.
if there's a conversation that's being had that is not just being edited and clips being posted out of
No, we post
context.
the whole thing, yeah.
I believe because I know.
Sometimes I've seen,
I know they do that, yeah. I mean, they do that to us all the time.
and that's not fair to you guys.
Yeah.
So I just wouldn't want that to be done the other way.
No, it's not. It's not.
Where someone gets caught in a second or two of thinking because they're not prepared to have a certain conversation, and that's the only thing that gets posted.
I know.
Makes them look bad.
I know they do that,
This is
yeah.
posted out of context, and
I know, yeah. It's a shame because it stops people from engaging in conversations.
Yeah.
This side behind this side.
We don't know. It's like saying, what's the other side of the universe? They don't know. Okay? They're saying that the universe is infinite, but it's expanding. So if it's infinite, how can it expand? And what's it expanding into? Because it can't be more space and time, because that would be the universe. So it's the same question. What's the other side of this? I don't know. Same as they don't know what's on the other side of the universe.
So how about the other planets, like Earth, Venus, Mars?
They are lights in the sky.
so when I look at them through my telescope,
Do
I'm
you-
not
do
looking
you
at a
see-
planet, I'm just looking
Do
at
you
a
see
light.
spheres?
Yes.
How? Because did you know it takes 2 eyes to render 3D? So if you think you're seeing the 3D sphere,
I'm looking at you with one eye
it
right
takes
now.
2 eyes to render 3D because you need a 2 perspective, right, to see 3D. Yeah, you can't see 3D with one eye.
No, yeah, I'm not seeing 3D.
Right, that's what I'm saying. In order to see a spherical shape, right, you have to be able to see it in 3D so you can resolve it as a sphere. If you're looking through
So
one
you don't
eye,
see it rotate? You can't see.
well, no, nor can you in your telescope.
Because I'm so far away, I can't.
Right.
If I
look
at it at different periods of time and compare them, I
the
can
only thing you see, the only reason you see planets is because the Vatican-controlled observatories and NASA and all the space agencies show you lovely pictures of rotating things and videos and stuff. Right, that's
you can
all
see
you
that
see.
with your naked eye in a telescope.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't see it. You can't resolve spheres with one eye. Have you got binocular? Have you got binocular telescope?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. You can't see.
No, but I've seen planets through the telescope before. Very good
Lights
telescopes.
in the sky. Lights in the sky. That's what you say.
And I'm sure planets rotate. So let's say the red spot on Jupiter. It
Lights
rotates.
in the sky. Okay. And in our again, if you look at again, you don't know about solar luminescence. Literally, it doesn't have to be a circle. It doesn't have to be a sphere. It's a light. Okay, a point of light. Okay, and if you zoom in with a P900 camera on a star, you see all sorts of detail on those stars. Yeah.
So if I'm looking at, let's say, the moon or Mars, okay, which I would think would be rocky,
Yeah.
and you're saying that it's a point of light?
Well, the moon is a special entity, yeah? It's created as a light for the dark, light for the night, and one for the daytime, yeah? The moon is weird.
Emits light?
Yes.
So the moon generates light, it doesn't reflect light?
Yes.
Okay.
You can actually go and do an experiment.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Get a piece of card, put it on the floor at midnight, yeah? With a full moon.
Okay.
Get another piece of card to shield one half of the first piece of card, yeah? So half of the card is in moonlight.
Half of the what?
Card. Piece of card.
Like
Cardboard?
cardboard?
Yeah, cardboard, yeah.
Okay.
And so one half of the cardboard is in direct moonlight, the other one is in the shade of the moonlight, yeah?
Okay.
Get one of those laser thermometers and then measure the temperature. You find the temperature of the moonlight is colder than the temperature of the shade of the moonlight.
I guess I'd have to look into that.
Go and look up the experiments because we've done it many, many times. We've seen a temperature difference of 12 degrees in some cases. Yeah, 12 degrees colder in the moonlight than the shade. Yeah, the opposite from the sun. It's not reflecting the sun's light. If it was, and this was a sphere, yeah, look at it. Look at a full moon, right? You'll find it doesn't have a hot spot where the sun is directly reflecting into your eyes.
Translate. It is on YouTube. Yeah.
Can I ask for
Fades out when it
Yeah,
goes
it's
round the corner.
Jason.
Yeah, around the curve.
Of the Disbury
When you
family.
light up a football, yeah, this is exactly what happens. You get a hot spot,
Yeah, that's it.
and it gets darker as it goes around the curve. You don't get that with a full moon. You get it lit up uniformly. So it's either not a sphere or it's emitting its own light.
So what do you think the moon is made of?
You're asking me questions that I can't answer. Yeah.
Do you have any?
No, I don't know. I've never been there.
I just don't know if you had any guess as to what it might be.
I can make guesses, but all day, but it doesn't mean anything. I don't go into speculation.
What do you think the sun is made of?
Was I speaking a minute ago? I just said I don't know. I've never been there. I can't talk about it intelligently.
How can you see like the northern lights?
What do you mean? How do we see?
How can you explain how the northern lights happen with the Earth's electromagnetic field with the flat Earth?
Okay. Well, North Pole. That's a magnetic pole. That's it. And you get the same kind of toroidal shape because north south, same thing. It's just flattened out.
I'm not understanding that part.
Well, if you've got a magnetic north pole here, it's the same as
Is
a
there
ball
a
model.
south pole anywhere?
South Pole's all around the edge. You can find a magnet out of a loudspeaker. It's the same thing. You've got a North Pole in the middle. You've got a slot around it for the cone, and around the outside is the South Pole. Same thing. And you get the same toroidal magnetic field emanating from the north and
What
around
is
to the
creating
south.
that magnetic field?
I don't know. It's certainly not. It's certainly not a rotating, molten iron core. Because when you get an iron magnet and you heat it up, it loses its magnetism. Another experiment you can go and try. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we accept things that we're told, but when you go out and you do the experiment, you go, hang on, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't match what they tell us.
Oh, do you think you could be misunderstanding what you're being told?
Oh, really? So if you've got a magnet, okay, and then it's like magnetized to something, you heat it up and it falls down. Oh, hang on, I must be misunderstanding what's going on here. No, when it heats up, it loses its magnetism. As it cools down, it will suddenly go right back up and magnetize again. You can go on YouTube and see people doing that experiment.
Okay, I actually will.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah,
Please do.
Taught me a lot of interesting experiments that we go look up
And this is why we're out here. It's not that we're just making this stuff up. We've asked questions, we've done experiments, and we're seeing differences to what they've told us. Nobody told us that the moon's light is cold. But we found that. We've done experiments, we found that. And also we did, I personally found in a book from the 1700s, somebody said, like, the moon's light is cold,
How do you explain the tides?
I don't. Well, what do you want? It's not the moon that's doing it. Because any other body of water that's not connected to the oceans doesn't get affected by the moon.
Significantly smaller bodies of water.
Doesn't matter if it's the Great Lakes, huge body of water, doesn't get affected by the moon.
Small compared to the oceans.
Indeed, but the tides only work in the connected oceans. Doesn't work anywhere else, any large body of water. There are some huge bodies of water around.
Why are there tides in the ocean?
I don't know, but it's not to do with the moon.
We have like two.
Could
How do
possibly.
you know it's not to do with the moon?
Because, as I said, large bodies of water aren't
We have to
affected.
hurry up, and
Okay,
I have
sorry.
like one question, and I'm sorry I'm not fluent in English, but I want to formulate like no clouds.
Yes.
It rains from clouds.
Yeah.
And so do clouds travels out of the Earth's place, like it goes there.
Beyond here, you mean, beyond here.
Yeah.
Well, again, we've got an edge here because we don't know what's beyond this. Some people theorise that it just goes on. There's lots of just ice
So
everywhere.
what do you think about like if the cloud goes there, it starts to rain? So there like it leaves less water every time it rains.
No. All we know of is clouds within here. It's too cold for clouds beyond this place. It's literally too cold.
Okay, and how about what is under the ocean? It's a ground or just a Okay. And okay, we have one more question for the fun. Keep
From the panel. One more question from the
How
panel.
did dinosaurs go extinct?
Like if the meteor falls there, why didn't Earth like spin around?
Hang on, sorry.
Yeah, it's
Well, there's two questions there.
No, it's like the same,
the same thing.
question, just
Oh, okay.
she's explained.
Yes,
I'm trying. Meda, tu galėtum man padėti.
No, I can't.
So okay, so if the
Like, so basically, if the meteor hit like the Earth, right? Why didn't the Earth start spinning like insanely fast?
Who says a meteor hit Earth 65 million years ago? Yeah? All we've been told
we
is
have
that.
found like fossils of dinosaurs.
Did you know some of these fossils of dinosaurs, right, still had DNA, red blood cells, in their bones, in the bones that they found?
I
They
heard we
couldn't
can't get
get-
DNA from
How do you
dinosaurs.
think about
Sorry?
I heard we couldn't get DNA from
No,
dinosaurs.
they found, two
So-
scientists found fossilized bones, yeah, with live DNA in them.
From dinosaurs?
Yes.
So how?
What kind of
Look it up.
dinosaurs?
Look it up.
I was always
Twice.
under the impression that we couldn't get DNA from dinosaurs.
That's your impression, but literally, that two scientists found them, and they were vilified. You know, this one woman scientist, I can't remember her name. She said, you know, she got vilified because she found live DNA.
So you think that dinosaurs didn't?
No, I'm saying there were creatures that we used to call dragons. Yeah. That in China, Marco Polo said he saw these dinosaurs that the Chinese emperors were riding.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're saying that there were animals, these large animals, but they were thousands of years old, not millions of years old.
Okay. So where did they are now?
Where's the dodo now?
Well, it went extinct because of the conditions, because the habitat changed. They couldn't survive anymore.
Have you heard of the coelacanth?
No.
Coelacanth was supposed to be extinct 65 million years ago. They've been finding them in off the coast of Scotland.
Yeah, sharks have also been around for way more years.
I know, but
than
this one, according to science, has been extinct for 65 million years. Did they find them?
Okay, have a good day to explaining us your trip, and I hope we will find the answers
All
soon.
I'm saying is ask questions.
Okay.
Yeah?
Are you going to be here tomorrow?
No, we're going to be in Prague, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to another country.
I hope you will find the answer, and we will find the answer for the trip. Is there a round? Is it a box? Is it a flat?
Ask questions.
I will find the answers. Okay.
Donut shape.
A donut shape, right? Yeah, okay. Have a good day. Have a good day too.
Have a good time.
Thank you for your.
Yes, I know this.
You have a tough job, man.
I know.
Getting bombarded.
Tell me about it. I don't want to be a flat earth, you know, flat earther, because you know, obviously I get ridiculed from people left, right, and centre. But you know, this is the truth. This is literally the truth. You know, you can't, when you see it for yourself. You know, what Morpheus says in the Matrix. Nobody can tell you what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. And when you see it, then you can't go back.
You guys host a podcast or what?
Did you get a
Got the pamphlet.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple of links on there. Because
Do you host it or someone?
somebody else hosts it. I've got videos on my channel. My first video is called The Biggest Lie of All, and yeah, that's a good starting position. But you can't find flat earth videos on YouTube now.
Really?
Because they've literally changed the algorithm so that if you search for flat earth, you'll only get you know, why the earth is a ball. You only get the official story. You have to go like 5 or 6 pages down before you get the first flat earth videos. Even if you actually search for the biggest lie of all, you know, by name, you know, that video, you still won't get it in the first page of search results. They're literally censoring it. Why would they censor it if it's just some crazy conspiracy theory? They're not censoring, you know, Elvis is still alive people. You know, they're censoring this for a reason.
I don't know if you want to take that. I'm all for freedom of speech. I think we got to be careful of censoring free speech.
Right, well, you can go on YouTube and find the president of YouTube speaking in front of Congress saying, yes, we're going to censor we're going to change our algorithm so that flat earth doesn't come up.
Is there any other topics that are being affected?
I'm sure there are lots of other topics.
Anti-vaxxers.
But yes, and you know, but they actually mention flat earth by name. Yeah. Because if you saw the metrics, what happened between 2014 to now, yeah, beginning of 2014, the search term flat earth, nothing, yeah, and then from 2014, literally
exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, to net, I said it went from 400 odd videos to over 6 million in 1 year, and it became the most searched term, yeah. Over 2015-16.
So you produce videos that are on YouTube? Where can I find those videos?
Okay. Well, give me a second. I'll give you a card. Okay, I'm known as Allegedly Dave. If you just put in Allegedly Dave, you'll find my channel. It's DMurphy25.
Okay.
But yeah, you'll find my channel, and I've got like maybe 5 or 6.
Is any of today going to be up there in the future?
It will be. Right now, if you search for the Globebusters tour, there you'll find where our daily.
So I was telling her one thing I'm leery of is I don't mind engaging in conversation, but I don't like the conversation to be edited or taken out of context.
No, the live stream.
Obviously, when someone's walking down the street, they're not prepared to have a discussion about flat Earth, or they haven't looked anything up prior to having that discussion.
Of course. But
So they're caught off guard, and you already have all your material.
We don't edit. The live stream goes out as is.
So you can ask them a question like they're not prepared for it, and then that makes them look bad.
None of this is about making you look stupid. Yeah. Because we were all you at one point. Yeah. And I was where you are now, going, oh, this is bollocks. This is rubbish. Yeah.
No, this is one of my pet peeves is
I'm not saying that's you.
When there's like a street interview, and the whole interview is not played out, and it's just snippets that are edited to fit a certain narrative.
We don't use the same tricks they use against us. Okay. This is what they use against us. So we did
you see it in documentaries and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And this makes people look stupid.
It does.
Because you don't get the whole context.
There's 2 documentaries that came out about Flat Earth that just did exactly that. They took a little snippet of one thing, of one guy saying, oh, this looks bad. And it just made it look like we did an experiment, it went wrong, and now they're saying, oh, it looks bad, we're going to have to hide this. Yeah. But we don't do that. The live stream goes out as is. We don't fear people who
I wouldn't necessarily be worried about the live stream. I'd be worried about the highlights of the afternoon or just posting.
Honestly, we don't use those tricks. Okay. We haven't got like the agenda that they've got. We're just trying to get you to go, yeah, that's odd. Let me check that out.
Just planting seeds.
Yeah. And if you go out and you start looking at this with an open mind, I'll probably get an email from you saying, yeah, I see it all now, yeah.
Yeah. This is so many hurdles to overcome to get there.
I know. And my first video, the biggest live all, was me, where you are now, yeah, going, I've seen all this stuff, and I still can't go with the Earth is flat.
Well, I'm curious to when there's space travel available to the public, where, I heard that there is already for like $100,000, so it'll take you up to high enough in space where you can see the curvature of the Earth.
Well, it's not $100,000, it's so much that you or I or anybody else isn't going to be able to do it. Yeah?
Yes, but when it becomes, I guess, more mainstream or more commercialized, I wonder if the flat Earth movement would die if the common person is able to see, hey,
if that's true, yeah, then absolutely. If I could see something, somebody could come to me with something that I've never heard before, and I'll have to consider it, and I check it out myself, and it's 100% bona fide, yeah, I'd have to go, you know what, I'm wrong. And, I'll take my videos down.
That's tough arguments to do.
Well, no, because I've already said so many times in my life, I'm wrong about this. Everything I've had to, I believe so far, I have to dump that because I've seen this now. I have a $5 bill that cost me $8 to buy. Yeah. Okay. I keep it at home to remind myself that I'm not crazy, because I was finding out about the Federal Reserve and what JFK did, yeah, and why he got killed. And there's all these theories about why he got killed. But the main one is how he issued something like 4.2 billion in silver certificates that were going to kill the Federal Reserve. And as soon as LBJ got in, the first thing he did was repeal, taking that money, take it off, out of circulation. Yeah? And I managed to get hold of one of these silver certificates. And that's like, you know what? Nobody believed me when I was telling him that JFK issued all this money. And I said, no, he didn't. That's bollocks. Yeah? But I said, look, here it is.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from England, but I lived in New Jersey for about 15 years. What part of the country? Yeah. Yeah.
How did you get into this?
I was researching other stuff.
What led you down this rabbit hole?
Well, I just watched a video that told me about the curvature calculation, and I was like, okay, so over 6 miles, the Earth should curve away 16 feet. I was like, well, that makes the Earth very small, doesn't it? So I went out where I was at the beach, and I knew there was a lighthouse about 8 miles away. And I went down to the water with my camera.
I think we should get out the rain.
Yeah, okay. Well,
it's going to mess up the camera.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think we might have to wrap up early anyway.
Or we could maybe stand under there and chat to some people.
Well, if you go and find Jack and see what he says, and we'll do what the consensus says. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, what I saw was that lighthouse. I saw the bottom of the lighthouse where there's rocks and water. It should have been hidden by 32 feet.
Sending the light out a certain amount of distance into the horizon,
Right, but you know what? That one with Stephen Hawking, explaining this one and doing laser tests across the lake. I actually went out to Hungary, to Lake Balaton, and we did that experiment. We had an industrial laser, an industrial collimator, so we had a nice tight beam, and we shot the beam across the lake, and me and a couple of others went out on a speedboat with a board on the back, chasing the beam, and we went out 12 kilometers. The beam didn't rise.
I don't know how far out you have to go.
Well, at that distance, it should have been something like, again, about 32, 35 feet. Should have raised up. We should have been able to get the beam. We did. So when they did it, they showed, oh no, this shows the curved Earth. We did it, and we couldn't find it.
So how do you feel when you come out here, and I imagine you probably met with a lot of resistance?
I don't care, because all I'm doing is saying, look at this stuff. Yeah. You've been taught something. If you start asking questions, you're going to see you're going to get different answers.
Yeah.
And then when you go back to the scientific community and say, well, this doesn't make sense, they'll come up with something else that doesn't make sense. And you go, okay, that doesn't make sense.
Most people are pretty decent to you, or do you get treated poorly out here?
Here, mostly they're very decent to us. Occasionally you get the odd troll.
Yeah.
We had a troll yesterday, actually. There's a guy called Simon Dan who was online making money out of debunking flat earthers, and he sent some of his minions out to protest us. So there was a couple of people with Simon Dan sign on their back, not doing very much.
Yeah.
And they basically went over there and started talking to him, and basically got them to run away because they couldn't answer questions. But this is the thing. We're standing in truth. I'm not trying to lie to you.
Yeah.
If I find something that doesn't make sense to me on our side, I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not lying to myself here.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to change my view if I find something different.
Yeah.
So I'm standing in the truth. So it doesn't matter what anybody says to me. I'm standing on the truth.
I've never had a conversation with a flat earther, so.
Right. Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
He says contradictory things all the time. He's a spokesman for science at the moment. Yeah. He's the world's most famous astrophysicist.
Yeah.
Okay. So, on one hand, he'll say you can watch a boat go over the horizon, and disappear over the curve.
Yeah.
He also says that from 128,000 feet, you can't see curvature. You're too close. You can't see any curvature. Well, your horizon is 3 miles away. So he's saying from sea level, from 6 foot up, you can see a boat go over the curvature.
Yeah.
But you can't detect any curvature from 128,000 feet up, 24 miles up.
Yeah.
You can't see curvature. But yet you can see curvature of the boat going over.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's a contradiction, literally.
Yeah. I was lost in thought when you were talking about all that. So
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? He's saying
I'm one of those people. I'd have to like actually look at the nut and see it all in front of me.
well,
visualize it rather
again,
than just kind of
it
hear you talk
doesn't
about it.
require any real thinking. If you can apparently detect with the naked eye a curvature over 3 miles,
Yeah.
but if you're 24 miles up, you can't see any curvature. There's a mismatch there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's it. He says lots and lots of contradictory things. If you really sit down and listen.
Oh, I would totally agree with you that I think that we all say contradictory things.
But he's
so.
representing science.
And I think just kind of have to look at the context in which things are being said too.
Sure, but he represents science, and there shouldn't be any contradictions in science and the scientific model that he's pushing.
I think science gets things wrong all the time.
Yes, they do, all the time.
Yeah,
because they're lying.
Well, I don't necessarily think they're lying.
Okay, but again, when
maybe some people are lying, and maybe something. The funding is kind of guiding the outcomes of some of these scientific experiments.
Sure. Now, I've got a couple of debates on my channel. Right, I'm debating a particle physicist.
Okay.
And literally, I tie the guy up in knots because he literally has no answers to some of the very basic things that I put to him.
Did you study physics in school?
Yeah, I knew like everybody else did.
Just like basic elementary.
But I was a physics geek. Up until the flat Earth, I used to listen to physics lectures for hours a day. Just while I was working. I was a computer programmer, so I was actually applying the physics principles, in 3D graphics engines and mapping software. I was actually using their principles, but once I started seeing this, I started to see that we're in a construct where they don't follow the scientific principle anymore. Yeah. When they come up with.
Has anyone got an umbrella? Because I can't do this in the rain. Do you have one?
Igor has. Yeah, I will find.
Do you want to go and get it, and then I might be able to stand out here a bit longer?
Okay, I will get it.
I think the psychology behind all this stuff is really interesting. I could care less if the Earth is flat or round or triangle shaped or whatever. I just think the psychology of that is very interesting.
Well, if you discover you're being lied to, would you continue accepting the lies, or would you say, you know what, I'm not going to really accept this anymore. I'm going to look for the truth and follow that instead.
Oh, there's a lot of things that I believe that are not mainstream.
Right. Well,
but I'm also ignorant too.
Well,
so much I don't know.
Well,
I would consider the ocean represented everything that there was to know in the universe. My understanding would be like not even a drop in that ocean, and I'm trying to use that little drop to do of understanding to understand the whole ocean. It's just
right, but you don't have to understand. You don't have to understand the whole ocean because it's only a thimbleful that's controlling your life. Yeah. So you can understand the thimbleful.
I try not to get too attached to what's right and what's wrong, and understanding the whole nature of reality in the universe, because my little pea brain is just not going to be able to understand it all, and I have to be able to accept that.
Okay, but the point is that you've got people out there that's trying to force ideas into your brain.
And I'm sure false ideas into other people's minds too. Things that I believe that I think are true that are probably not true, and I'm projecting that onto other people.
Indeed. And we all did. We all parrot what we've been learned, we've been taught. So, but again, if you stop for a moment and go, okay, is what I've been taught true? Is it true what I've been taught?
There's probably a lot of things that have been taught that are not true.
Absolutely.
Some things I might learn, and some things I might.
We're trying to put out.
Never know, and just continually.
This is just one topic. There's so many other topics to look at, and this is just the one that would wake people up more than anything else.
So if everyone knew that the Earth is flat, what kind of difference do you think that would make in the world?
Well, if you actually talk to any flat earther, ask them how much of a difference has it made to your life, and you'll find out it's made a lot of difference to your life.
So what sort of positive differences do you think it would make?
Positive difference is a lack of fear. because they're always trying to push fear onto you about scarcity, about danger from outside the Earth, and you know, cosmic ray bursts. And
you don't think it's in human nature to have fear? It's part of our biology that keeps us alive.
But it's not human nature to be forced into fear at every opportunity. Yeah, every you watch television, you're put in fear all the time. They're pushing fear onto you. You know, war, you know, disease, drugs, whatever.
Yeah.
That's not natural, is it?
I think there's economics and culture that come into play.
Yeah, well, no, let's say it's all fear. You're looking really miserable.
Well, I'm trying to hold this phone without it getting wet. So.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to have to pack up soon because we can't really continue in the rain. Because nobody's really walking past here now.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
That's okay.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
I'm Kevin.
Kevin. Nice to meet you, Kevin.
So, good luck with everything. You know, you have a very, I may not see eye to eye with you, but I appreciate you thinking outside the box and challenging beliefs and just not accepting answers. And
sure.
I think there's something admirable about that.
Watch a couple of videos, and if you feel like it, get back to me.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
All right. Well, take care. Have a good day.
You too. See ya. Right. Okay. We're not going to get an awful lot of interaction.
What can we actually do? Because I think Jack's going to come back with an umbrella. So,
okay. Yeah, you know.
Then people aren't going to stop if it's raining anyway.
No. Well, let's see by the time Jack comes up with an umbrella, if we see that we're still getting some
because
foot
it's
traffic.
getting worse now.
It's
not getting any better.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait till Jack gets back anyway, so because we're going to have to put this all away.
I can't put this back holding the phone, and I'll have to shut down.
I know. Well,
yeah.
if it isn't getting any better till when Jack comes back, then we'll just shut down and pack up.
Yeah.
We've got to get on the road anyway really quickly.
I know.
And the media hasn't really turned up, have they? So.
No, I was wondering what happened because we weren't late.
No, they weren't.
We were meant to be here at 3 and we were here at 3.
Yeah, we weren't late. It's not like they could miss us, so
no.
So yeah, they just didn't bother turning up. It's only getting like a few tourists, cutting across, and that's it.
I can't keep holding the phone like this because I've got too many different connections. I'm trying to text.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to make an executive decision as the supervisor of this. I think we're going to shut down because it's it's kind of raining here now, and there's not really much in the way of people around here. So I think that's going to be all for us today. So we'll leave it there, shall we?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.